today's video, we are going to be showing you plumbing fittings in the master bath remodel. We have our vent pipe coming out through the stud, through the roof right here. That's already connected. I pulled down the old one. If you haven't seen that video, reframe this to put this window in. I have ABS pipe, which is the black pipe. I have my fittings. We have ABS cleaner. We have ABS cement. I'm going to show you how to do that as well in this video. So I have all my fittings, and I highly recommend doing a dry fit before you get started cleaning and cementing, because once it's cemented, there's no going back after that. So let's show you a little bit of my dry fit here. This is not cemented on right here. We have a 90-degree elbow. This is an 1.5 inch vent piping. My code here in Colorado, I'm doing a freestanding tub, which the drain only has to be 1.5 inches. If it is a shower, it's going to be a 2-inch drain pipe. Then I believe this is a 60-degree here. We're going to connect this right here. This is going to go right about here like this, just hanging above this opening. And then my ABS straight pipe is going to come right down here through the studs, all the way almost down, and we'll get to that part in a second. But we do need to cut a straight pipe and dry fit it connected over here to this 60-degree elbow. So let's go outside of my miter saw, show you how to cut it, clean it, prep it. The reason I like to use a miter saw, nice clean square cut, but now we have to remove some of the debris, which is pretty easy. So let me show you how to do that. And by the way, I just marked it with a construction pencil, 8 inches and 1/8. And I'll have my Evolution miter saw linked in the description box below, as with other tools I'm using for this job. So beautiful, nice square cut right there. So now we're just gonna take a junk towel, and you can even actually, be careful, but you can actually remove some burrs with your thumb like that. But what I like to do is just get it right on the edge like this, give it a couple twirls on each side. And what that does is that just gives those burrs, making sure there's no burrs on the inside as well. That's why I like a nice sharp miter saw. So we're gonna dry fit this before we do cement it, but I would highly recommend as well cleaning, especially if you've accidentally dropped it in dirt. And I'm gonna be dead honest with you, this pipe I think came from Lowe's, but I've had some joints, 90-degree elbows, 60-degree elbows, etc., that like they're all dusty. They're all just nasty from Home Depot and Lowe's. So make sure you clean it. And we're also gonna be using cleaner with the cement. So let's dry fit this to make sure it fits. If we have to chop 1/8 off, that is nice and safe because I do have a little bit of room to work with. There should be some wiggle room. This should be fine. Alrighty, the dry fit is looking really good. And to be honest with you, I had to cut off 1/8 of an inch and re-deburr it for a nice fit there. So let's go ahead and show you how to clean it and cement it. All right, here's a big tip for you if you are doing this job by yourself like I am. And so I have an old blanket. I actually use this instead of a dolly. Really easy to slide over the old vinyl here. And obviously this is a full remodel, so forgive that. But we were able to slide it. If you have hardwood floors, same thing. Carpet might be a little tougher, or dolly it. So I got it inside the bathroom, put it in the area that I wanted it, and it's a little tricky to figure out like where your drain pipe is going to go. So what I did is a very little amount of water I actually put down the drain. If it was acting like it was going to go down into the tube, obviously very little amount of water. Do not do more than just a few little droplets down here to get it wet. X marks the spot right here, as you can see. So I need my drain right around here. So little tip for you there. And then put it back on the blanket and slide it to where you want it. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at my dry fit. Now, once again, what do I mean by dry fit? You're gonna put everything together dry. No cement, no cleaner. Make sure all your fittings are nice and snug and exactly the way you want it. As you can see here, this is where my P-trap is going to go right here, and then my drain for my freestanding tub, that has not been dry fit. I need to get some better measurements to know exactly where I'm going to go. But the vent pipe and capping off the old bathtub pipe over here is going to be just fine. So I've dry fitted a cap here. This is dry fitted. This I'll do after. It goes down below the subflooring, 90-degree up, 60-degree through here. I already had this whole section here. That's why I used another 60-degree coming through the stud here. And this is a vent pipe. So instead of a 90 and then another 90, I was thinking, well, if it's venting, it might do a better job venting with 60s. instead of 90s. In theory, in my theory, plus I already had that one, it was already cemented in with this long pipe here, so I kept it. Okay, and then we go through the ceiling, another 90 straight over, another 90 venting straight out of the roof. So everything passes my test. My pipe down here has a very slight raise in the back, if you can see that. Again, it's not level, it has a very slight tilt, and what that does is that vents that way, drains that way. So the product I'm using today is going to be Oatly. My good buddy Wes down at Home Depot, really knowledgeable. So this is what I'm going to be using here. I'm going to have my cleaner and my medium black ABS cement. I'll try to link this in the description box below of the video as well with my other tools. But again, remember, first thing we're going to do is after we take off each section, I'm going to clean it for burrs, clean it for dirt and debris. Then we're going to use our yellow cleaner. Right after that, we're going to use our ABS cement and show you how to do that. All right, let's show this to you in action here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean it with my clean rag. We're actually not going to do that one quite yet, like I already mentioned. But clean it out, make sure there's no drywall, dust, debris inside. Looks good. Also do that to your conjoining part here as well. Not to mention, if you did do a cut, like I've already told you, make sure that there are no little frillies, burrs, nice square cut. So this is going to slip on real nice. You got to work quickly because this thing will go dry on you very quickly. Also something to keep in mind, these things were screwed on so tight. I consider myself a pretty strong guy. I actually had to use some channel locks and very gently, without denting, obviously, the opener and loosen it up. I mean, they were on there crazy. Okay, so I'm not trying to like soak this thing, but I don't want it too dry as well. That little brush on the end, that's going to turn black on you as you go ahead and rotate it. Once again, not crazy wet, but we want to clean this all the way around, all the way to the edge. And I'm going up high, a little bit higher than where my connection is going to finally rest. Okay, that's looking good there. As you can see, that turns black on you. Dip it back in. Now we're going to go on the female side of the one I just cleaned out and I showed you. I should say cleaned out with my rag. So make sure you know what side's going where. I'm going to go ahead and put the cement on this one first. Then this one. Doesn't really matter, but if you have straight pipes, you don't want to set that on a rag and then get it all messed up. Okay, now because this is so close to that, I'm probably going to get a little bit of this on the wood, but I'm going to try not to. Okay, I wasn't able to get it on there. That's good. All right, and just a generous amount. You know, you don't want this dripping all over the place, but again, work quickly now. I'm going to dip it back in my jar just slightly, and now again, I'm going to go inside the female side, getting it all over. And again, working quickly because this is going to set up on you really fast. Putting it back in my jar. Now I'm going to slip it on like this all the way up to my line. And then I'm going to quarter turn it to where I want to end up. Now directions do say to hold it in place for about 30 seconds. I'll leave that up to you. But gravity's not going to take this. I mean, if you really want to, you can go ahead and grip it up like this for about 30 seconds. But this thing's not going to really budge on you. After 30 seconds, I mean, that thing is solidly glued on there. That was a nice connection. I went all the way down to where it's supposed to go. Right here, notched it in. Especially if this is a water pipe. That's what ABS is used for. You want to make sure you get that all the way on, nice and flush. That's looking great there. Now I'm going to go ahead and piece my other parts back together, going that way up through that little hole there. And if you are wondering, right after you use the cleaner and you set your brush back in, you literally can use your cement right afterwards very quickly. No need for it to dry or anything like that. Just clean it, put your brush back in, grab your cement, wipe it on like I just showed you right away, slip it on, but work quickly when you're using the cement. And that's it for cutting and gluing ABS pipe. I've put my end cap on as well. If you do have excess that's just kind of spewing out, you can just wipe it off with a napkin or rag. As you can see here, I wiped this little section off just a little bit right here. But that is a good seal there, where it's not overflowing, gunking. Here's another one there. You can see the nice cement seal all the way around. As with this one, I went a little bit higher on that one, but this is what you're going for here. Just a nice, beautiful seal. Give it a quarter turn once again so it can really lock into place. and then go ahead and hold it for maybe about 5-10 seconds. Directions say 30. If directions say it, you might as well do it. I already purchased the 2x6. I'm just going to go ahead and cut it down. I might even have a scrap piece that might go right under here. I'm going to go dead even, maybe 4 inches left of my vent tube right here. Put a jack stud, toenail screwed in, both sides. Put in my insulation in between those little areas there, and then we'll put up the vapor barrier all the way down that exterior wall. All right, so I made a whole video about how to put up a vapor barrier, why you would put up a vapor barrier. That is an exterior bathroom wall, as you see here. So definitely check out the channel for that video. But the vapor barrier is up, things are coming together. Insulation is backed in there. We got a new vent pipe running through. You can kind of see it right there. I just kept it a little bit uncovered for, in the future, if the next owner bangs down a wall wondering what in the world is that, knows there's a pipe back there. Anywho, OSB subflooring right there is looking real good. Vapor barrier is dialed in. Next up on the docket, we're gonna go ahead and come over here. See these little things right here? We need to remove all that drywall screws, any staples. We need to check the leveling of that wall. I already did this wall, did some shims to get that wall nice and properly level across for my rear tile. And we also need to do the same thing for this wall for the tiling over here as well. Now with that said, I think this is going to be fine because there's a stud that goes all the way up. That's about 2 feet across right there. I might put in, now this is where my hand lever is going to go right through here. That's why there's a wood right there. Shower top is going to go up here. I don't think I'm going to have to put one more stud in for my backer board, but right now I would only have one stud to screw into, 2 studs to screw into. So with that said, I might put some sort of maybe extra support for some more backer board screws. Don't quote me on that one, but just giving you a heads up. On this side, I think we're going to be okay too, but I think I'm going to put probably one strip straight up here. I mean, yeah, there's some connections up there as well, down there at the bottom, but I'd like to probably run one more stud at least up this direction, maybe put a little footer up there as well. I mean, if I already got the wood, what that's going to do is that's just going to hold the backer board on one more beautiful tacking. Your wall is probably not going to look like this. So what you want to do is you want to get your level out. Make sure you're not on any staples, like I think I am right here and here. And then you want to look at it, and you want to make sure it's nice and level. We're looking nice and tight, nice and tight. Little bit, I think a little bit of a gap over here. Don't quote me on that one. I'm using one hand. I might have to put maybe a shimmaroo on one of these studs. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, there is no backer board over here yet. There is no drywall over here right now. And let me explain what I'm going to be doing. Because I'm going to be having 1/2 inch backer board butting up to 1/2 inch mold resistant drywall over this direction by the sink and behind the toilet here. Let me show you what I have to do. Same method is going to apply to the right-hand side wall. So the backer board is actually going to go up against this stud right here, but you can't just lay 1/2 inch drywall over the 1/4 inch drywall. The reason why is we're going to have 1/2 inch backer board. So the backer board is going to go right up against, not this one here. It's going to go up against this one, which is kind of hard to see down here at the bottom, goes up. It's going to go right here, 1/2 inch backer board, cement backer board. So I can't double up because then you're going to get a 1/4 inch raised above the backer board. We need 1/2 inch meeting up on this stud right here with our alkaline mesh tape. And then we're going to go ahead and put some thin set over that. And so, you know what? No harm, no foul. I could always use some scrap pieces of 1/4 inch wherever I'm not upgrading to 1/2 inch or doubling up on a dry space. So with that said, we need to take down this beautiful drywall right here with this beautiful, lovely wallpaper. Here is my puppy here, wants to say hi. And I'll also be doing that for this area here, this little old medicine cabinet area. I've removed a stud here, upper header board there. We're going to remove that little strip as well. We're going to be doing all 1/2 inch mold resistant drywall in this bathroom. And of course, putting in a new bathroom door. So we're putting a 28-inch. And the reason I didn't go with 30-inch is because I wanted a little extra room for the electrical before the vanity is going to be right here. So, drywall, you're coming down. Don't let the party stop, guys. Hit one of these videos, continue to watch, and we'll see you soon.